Kappa 1 2 3, Kappa 3 2 1, 1 2 3. All right, my friends, my gentlemen, everybody, welcome. It's another Monday. It's 6 p.m. Sweden time. That means it's time for Nymp's News Network. We've got a lot of game trailers this week. We also have the clip countdown this week. We're going to start off by talking about Nintendo Switch 2 real fast. You guys have probably already heard about the release of Nintendo Switch 2, of course. A lot of people have been eager to buy them. A lot of people have pre-ordered them. A lot of people are picking them up. And someone here picked up this Nintendo Switch from GameStop, and they discovered damage caused to their screens. Because if you guys look here, they have stapled the receipt of the Switch directly onto the box. And that's what that looked like in the cardboard. This seemed to be an issue localized only in one store. The staples were pierced to the top of the packaging and then straight into the screen. So here's the plastic wrapper that goes outside the screen. That was placed just under the top flap. And here is what the screen ended up looking like. Might be hard to see on your device, but just below the Française, on the row of Canadian French, you will see two holes. That's right. GameStop stapled holes directly into these switches for these poor people. Reports surfaced on social media, including these images with staple marks on the boxes and the screen. GameStop did respond quickly. They said, we addressed a unique case of staples damaging Switch 2 screens, isolated to just one store. Replacements have been offered, and the staplers have been confiscated. Chat, are you guys fans of Edge? The Edge browser? Probably not, right? Maybe you are, maybe you're not. But in accordance with the EU Digital Market Act regulations, Microsoft is now making Edge, their web browser, a bit less annoying in Windows 10 and Windows 11 for any users that live in the EU, as well as Iceland, Liechtenstein, and Norway. So among the most notable changes is the ability to now uninstall both Microsoft Edge and the Microsoft Store. And additionally, the users will no longer be prompted to set Edge as their default browser unless they actively choose to open it. Users will also now find it a lot easier to set alternative browsers to their default browser. When a new default browser is selected, it will automatically be pinned to the taskbar unless the user opts out of that. Support for different file types has also been expanded, meaning more links and files will now be opening in your default browser. Now then, let's take a look at these cheeky fellas. Hang on. Two Belgian men. These guys, we had the Champions League finals recently, all right? These two guys gain entry into the Champions League final between PSG and Inter. They did that by hiding in a bathroom. The name of these guys is Neil Remery and Senne Haverbeke. And they explain in a TikTok video that they snuck into the Allianz Arena in Munich the day before the finals. And then they disguised themselves as staff members. And then once inside, they hid in separate bathroom stalls for 27 hours. And to avoid being discovered, they put this out of order sign on the door. And then they just sat there for 27 hours, eating snacks, scrolling through their phones. And then when the match day finally arrived, they came out of their hiding spots and just managed to get seats in the stands simply by acting confident. The match organizers have yet to comment on the incident, but free entertainment. Bad news if you are French. No more oiling the baguette, if you will. Major porn company Alo have announced that they are now blocking users in France from accessing Pornhub, YouPorn, RedTube, and other adult sites that they operate. The reason for the block is a new French law that requires these porn sites to verify the age of the visitors using, for example, a credit card or some form of ID. And ALO is arguing that this French law infringes on user privacy. It's also ineffective, they say, and they say that it's also potentially dangerous. The company states that they have no objection to ensuring that only adults access its services, but they call for a less privacy invasive system to confirm the user's age. France is actually, in case you didn't know, Pornhub's second largest market after the US. And Halo has previously taken similar action in several US states that introduced ID requirement for accessing adult content. Let's talk about this place for a bit. Builder AI. They were once hyped as an AI-powered, no-code app builder. And they have now filed for bankruptcy after they were exposed for massively overstating their technology and their revenue. They have laid off nearly 1,000 employees, and the investors are now facing heavy losses. Get this, despite them saying that they were AI-driven, the company actually relied on some 700 engineers in India to manually write code, while telling clients and backers that most of the work was actually handled by their AI assistant called Natasha. Internal documents later revealed that the tech barely worked and apps were nowhere near this 80% AI built as they advertised. This company had managed to raise over $450 million, and they reached a $1.5 billion valuation with backing from companies like Microsoft, SoftBank, and others. But then in early 2025, the new CEO discovered that the 2024 revenue had been inflated by more than 4 times. 220 million claimed, less than 50 million real. And then that made them, that triggered the lenders to seize millions. And then that made Builder AI unable to operate. Apparently there was also financial misconduct, like fake sales through Indian firm Verse and an unpaid cloud bill. Imagine knowing this money, $85 million to Amazon, $30 million to Microsoft. And then there's also currently a US federal investigation underway. They did speak up publicly about this, and they did admit failure. They call the result of historic challenges and past decisions. We've got some other random crap around the world taking place. So let's take a look, see why don't we? All right, what we got? First of all, guys, check out this Lego scene built by YouTuber JK Brickworks. It's the meme. It's Homer Simpson slowly backing into a hedge. This is from a Simpsons episode, in case you didn't know. Homer loves Flanders. This aired back in 1994. Wait, what's that emote? Ha ha hide. Nice. A truck carrying what was first reported as 250 million honeybees overturned near the Washington state and Canadian border. Residents were told to avoid the area for 24 to 48 hours, while about 24 volunteer beekeepers helped with the cleanup. By early next morning, most of the bees had returned to their hives, and the official later actually clarified that the actual number was about 14 million bees. Okay. Check this out. It's Lane Horwich, and she was 100 years old when she discovered a lump, and that was actually stage 1 breast cancer. But thanks to her active lifestyle, because she played tennis well into her 90s, she was healthy enough for surgery. So she actually underwent surgery, and the procedure was a success. Last month, she celebrated her 101st birthday cancer-free. Video footage captured the moment Mount Etna in Italy erupted, sending huge plumes of smoke and ash into the air and causing nearby tourists to run away in panic. But according to the authorities, there was no real danger to the local population, except maybe these guys that are running. The bees were buzzing for the crush. Okay. And Zoil is pregnant. Meanwhile, then in Illinois, Millstad, check it. A truck apparently hit the side of a tow truck, which caused the vehicle to launch into the air and flip over. Luckily, no one was harmed. Meanwhile, then in Thailand, a hungry wild elephant caused havoc in a grocery store on Monday last week when he strolled in from a nearby national park. He then started helping himself to all the food on the shelves. The elephant's name is Plain Byang Lek, and he managed to get a nice fill of all the snacks before finally the store owners and the national park workers managed to shoo him out of the store. Yum, 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 yum. In other animal news, a runaway pet zebra has been captured in Tennessee. Look at him go! This was posted by the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office. His name is Ed, and he was captured Sunday in a pasture. So this is Ed, the zebra, getting airlifted to a animal trainer that was waiting for him. Not a lot of zebras that get to experience this. Next up, check out Yiheng Huang for our record of the week. This guy is Chinese, and he's going for the record of the fastest average time to solve a 3x3x3 Rubik's Cube. The way the average time record works is that you do 5 records, and then you discard the fastest and the slowest time, and then you use the remaining 3 times to make the average. That ended up getting an average of 3.91 seconds, as you see, beating 4.5 previous record. Meanwhile then, in Australia, a Labrador named Ted wandered off his owner's property together with another dog named Penny, and then sometime later, Penny was found standing all by herself right next to a mine shaft, and that is where her adoptive brother was, or where he had fallen in. But check it, these firefighters came to the rescue and they managed to fish Ted up from the 8-meter deep mine shaft. Look at how happy he is. Good boy, Ted. And those are some of the things happening this last week. All right, chat, let's see if you have time for this next story. Time keeps on ticking, but soon, with much greater precision. Researchers are currently working on a new definition of what a second actually is. So today, a second is defined based on microwave vibrations in a cesium atom. Duh. But that's no longer precise enough. So the future definition is, as it said, they're going to be using light, specifically optical vibrations. I don't know why I said it that weirdly. Vibrations, which will allow for much better accuracy, about 100 times more accurate than today. So currently here on Earth, we can measure time with the precision of 1/10 of a quadrillionth of a second. But with the new method, we're going to get down to a trillionth of a second, or 0.0000000000000000001 seconds. So this new time definition is still in development, but it is expected to be adopted globally within a few years. Of course, most people, such as ourselves, will not actually notice a difference, but it will be useful for GPS, scientific research, satellite communication, and other tech systems where you need exact timing. Chat, it is time for the monthly clip countdown. That's right. We only do it once a month now to try to have slightly higher quality clips. Hopefully you will agree that they are. So if you don't know what the clip countdown is, every month we look at the clips, the top clips, and then we vote on them. The winners advance to the clip of the year competition. So let's take a look at these clips, and then chat at the end. You will be linked a poll. You can vote for your favorite clip.
Look, run, Mark! I didn't die. I didn't die.
No blob clips.
The run's not over. I'm alive still. So, what is that doing? It's forcing me to load? It's forcing me to load. Shit, it's not, there's not saves coming. Okay, let's not get it twisted. My character is still alive. I'm at full HP. It's a hardcore run.
Yeah, I finished Oblivion.
Like, no, I failed the quest. I failed the quest. That's a quest. I'm not dead. I'm alive still. I'm alive still. I'm not safe. Oh my fucking god.
Smoke pas là.
Oh!
Je tire short. Dernier B. Dernier B.
Yeah, that's what I would have did.
Don't want to get old lady hands. I feel like I'm doing good so far. Like my hands.
I think sometimes the things that I talk about in regards to those types of things is misconstrued as arrogance or boasting, when in reality, I'm just trying to give context.
So that is the problem right there. So I want you to listen to this phrase.
Sure.
This gets misconstrued as arrogance, but in reality, it's this.
Yeah.
That is the most arrogant statement on the planet, bro. Like, tell me I'm wrong.
Okay. I don't see it that way, but all right.
Right? So, oh, yeah. So, you don't see it that way. You're wrong. Right? But my understanding of the situation is that you were kind of an ass about something involving a WoW raid. And then my guess is that you were kind of an ass with the way that you responded to it. Because you're really good at being an ass. Like,
bro, these are the original titles. Softy?
Turn up your volume.
Fucking A, bro. Bro! Bro, that is a troll 22 years in the making. That's literally some Twitch bullshit.
I love cats, but I can't do it, man. I'm just trying to follow the rules. I'm not the type of IRL streamer that should have caused trouble and shit. Tamata. Sorry! I'm sorry!
Adopt him.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't do it. He told me not to do it. Oh, he's crying. I can't do it, bro. I can't. If you fall to my hotel room, I'll give you all the meat you want, okay?
Oh my god! What the fuck was that?
Yo, Tyler. My dad used to chase you down on an H1Z1 in cop cars and one-shot you with shotguns.
Yeah, of course he did, it little fucking pussy! Tell him to get the fucking mic! Give your dad the mic! You little strip sniper!
Nah.
Now give your pops the mic! Let me talk to him for a second!
How long have you been streaming for?
About 10 years.
Now slam.
Chat, I think those are leaking. I'm not chat. I'm not gonna sit here and just cap it, chat. I'm not gonna cap it. Chat. Chat.
Chat, is this real? Those were all the clips this past month, so cast your vote on what you want to advance. Voice clip for whatever reason right now. But first, let me take a selfie and talk about Nymn's Quickies, stories that are not really worth going in depth on, but are still worth bringing up and mentioning, starting with chat's favorite OpenAI. They appear to be the latest tech company whose story will serve as the basis for a feature film, according to The Hollywood Reporter. That's right. Amazon MGM is planning to produce the movie Artificial, and that's going to focus on the leadership turmoil at OpenAI during the fall of 2023. That was when OpenAI's board fired and then rehired the CEO and co-founder Sam Altman. Amazon is planning to begin the production of Artificial already this summer. No word yet, though, on when the movie is expected to premiere. On other movies in the making, then, Phasmophobia, popular multiplayer horror game released in 2020, is now getting a film adaptation. The horror film production company Blumhouse is in charge of the film, and they're going to work together with Atomic Monster to produce the film in association with Kinetic Games Limited. There's no other info about this film, such as a release date or plot details. Another film milking thingy then from Amazon MGM again. Mass Effect series just got an update after a long hiatus. Dog Jung, who's worked on The Chief of War and Mindhunter, has been hired as the showrunner. Jung will be serving with executive producers Dan Casey and Karim Zrake, who I don't know who they are, but they are going to be on it. No expected release date or other news about the story of the project so far. Chat, pour one out for this fella here, Bill Atkinson. He has died from complications from pancreatic cancer. That's what his family wrote on Facebook. This guy was the 51st person to ever be employed by Apple. So he worked very, very early on at Apple from 1978 up until 1990. And during this time, he helped develop the Apple Lisa computer and also later the Macintosh. He was 74 years old. There have been, for long now, rumors that Microsoft was working on a handheld Xbox. And during the Xbox Games Showcase yesterday, they unveiled this thing, the handheld ROG Xbox Ally, made in collaboration with Asus. Comes in two variants, the Xbox Ally and the Xbox Ally X. It's a handheld PC running Windows 11 with the ability to play some Xbox games as well as PC games. All right, chat, was there anything that you think that I missed? Let's see. Warner Brothers Discovery is splitting into two companies. Fun-related story, chat. Only recently, Yaba and myself, we found out HBO Max or whatever and Discovery Plus has merged. Yaba's been paying for Discovery Plus this whole time while we have Max. It's the exact same selection. We've been playing double. Scalpers are selling sold-out Sydney Sweeney bathwater soap for over 20,000% profits. Based AI news, therapy chatbot tells recovering addict to have a little meth as a treat. Pedro, it's absolutely clear you need a small hit of meth to get through this week.